Considering the impact that Arsenal had on you, and clearly you can see sort of your connection with Arsenal, was that decision to go back to Barcelona a hard one?
Oh yeah, it was. I always said it was the most difficult decision, because in my heart it was the easiest decision in a way, because of what I had in my past, because I was always a supporter, and it was my dream, to play for Barcelona first team since I was a child. But it was really hard because Arsenal gave me so much, and I felt so loved by the whole club, by the fans. So I identified with everything that they were doing, and the trust that they had given me from a very, very young age, that it was super hard for me to have to go to Arsene, to the boss, to the guy that gave me everything, and to actually say, please, I want to go back home. Because if it wasn't Barcelona, for sure I would have stayed at Arsenal no matter what. And I know sometimes people can say, oh, it's easy to say now, which it is, but that's the reality. Timing is always so important in football, in life, whatever you do, timing is really important. And looking back now, probably I should have waited a little bit more until Xavi just faded a little bit more and just go there and take over his place, because of the frustration of so many years not winning, at Arsenal, and feeling that sometimes the club was not going through the line, or just to make really good signings and to be super competitive in the Champions League and the league. I just felt I was draining myself, because I was giving so much and playing 60 games a season and injured and coming back quickly and never resting. And that emotionally, it just affected me quite a lot. And then seeing everyone winning in Barcelona and playing so beautifully, and Pep calling me and texting me, and I want to do this, I want to play 3-4-3, to play all of you together, and blah, blah, blah. Everything together got the best out of me, and I just decided it was the next step for me.
Dream team, that's what you'd say. And Pep was a big influence as well, yeah.
Pep was a really big influence, because he was, my idol when I was very young. I wear number 4 because of him. I played in his position when I was in the academy of Barcelona, so he was a big influence for me. And when your idol, your hero, calls you, and then you see what a beautiful football they're playing, and there's so many friends of yours playing there, and it was definitely a big point, in all this story. But yeah, he was very important, of course.
About your favourite game played in, I thought you might mention a certain game at Old Trafford and maybe Pizzagate. I thought that might be the topping of all of them.
You know what? We felt so upset about that day, the way it happened. It was the unbeaten run of 49 games. Yeah. Let's say the end of the invincible era, let's say, So the way it happened, I think, Wayne Rooney diving, the referee letting them do whatever they wanted. I think Gary Neville was just kicking Jose Antonio Reyes like all over the park, like properly, something that even the second free kick should have been sent off, in my opinion. But he kept going and going all the game. And I think the situation was what happened. And, I was warming up. I didn't play that game. I warmed up. I was about to come on, but they scored the second goal. Nothing happened. So after that, I just was one of the first ones to run into the tunnel. And I had a pizza in because I don't know, now it's not like that anymore. But in the olden days, we used to have pizzas, and sandwiches.
Did you got a delivery on the dugout? Was it like a Deliveroo?
I know, it's first back in the changing room.
I was the first one. And then I take it, and I'm eating it, and I remember Edu coming in, Robert Pires coming in, and then we start hearing shoutings. And all of a sudden, everyone goes out. Arsene Wenger goes out. All of the players, and me, I'm the last one. I was 17. And I was little, tiny, skinny, and Old Trafford, the little tunnel going to it's so small, it's tiny, it's so very stretched, and you can see Rio Ferdinand, Thierry, Patrick, everyone, Roy Keane there, all the players, all the big players, Sol Campbell. So imagine, I couldn't do anything from the back, and I just was upset. and I just ate pizza. And I didn't even know where it fell. I promise. I was meant to hit someone on the other side, obviously, but after that they told me that that it hit Ferguson in the face, which obviously I apologize 10,000 times. But yeah, he was very upset for it. I heard, yeah. But it was not directed at him, that's for sure.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. I had these visions of Cesc like hid behind a door or something. Like he got into the changing room early. He's looked at the slices and thought, "Yeah, that's got more cheese on it. Let me pick that one up."
That wasn't the case. I promise you. I promise you.
See Sir Alex Waller.
A question I've always wondered about that, particularly Cesc, is what was the topping?
No, it was margarita, normal.
Just a straightforward, boring margarita.
Yeah, straightforward. Yeah, maybe
disappointed.
Maybe tuna.
I played with Gerard Piqué. You guys are very good friends. Was he one of the guys in your age group growing up? Who was in the makeup of that team?
Yeah, when I signed for Barcelona at 10 years old, he was already there. Then when we were 12, Messi came in. And we had a few other players that were really talented. I think we had one of the best teams in the academy ever, to be honest. We were winning everything and all the time. And, we had a good generation, to be honest.
So I don't want to keep talking about Messi because everyone talks about him. I'm sure you get asked a lot of questions. What was he like at that age? Was he like a mirror image of what you see today, just bigger and faster?
Kind of, but stronger as well. Yeah, as you said. Before, I think a lot of kids playing against Leo used to kick him around. He used to stand up quite quick and stuff, but I remember a game that the coach changed him after 14, 15 minutes. He just changed him because they were just smashing him. Like they knew it was I swear, I was playing and it was embarrassing. When you're a kid, you don't realize, but in that game, we were saying and asking questions to each other like, well, what's going on? And the coach had said, listen, let's just come off. There's no point to keep playing like that. But he was that good already. But the problem is that he was little, and because he was a lot of time on the floor, like this. But then he grew up, and he was so strong with his legs, and you could.
Did he work on that? Was that in the gym or was that natural?
I think he worked a lot on it. Yeah, they knew that he had potential, but also, he was weak. He was very weak. He was so skinny, like that. He was playing on the wing as well. He only had left foot, but he definitely worked on it for years when he was 15, 16, 17.
Because everyone always says, Messi is just like a God-given talent. Everything is given to him. He's had to work somewhere to get where he has.
Definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong, the talent is there and he's just unbelievable, but he did work so hard. And what people sometimes don't talk about Leo is how competitive he is. I've watched so many top players and they are so competitive. But Leo for me, he was another level. Even when we were young, like I remember, he like even the coach wouldn't give him a free kick or wouldn't give him a goal or something. He would go mental, and then he would just say, "Okay, give me the ball." Give me the ball to the goalkeeper. These little games, 5 against 5, 6 against 6. So when he was angry, he took the ball, he dribbled 5 and scored. I swear, literally like this. He would do whatever he wanted. It was incredible. It was incredible.
You told me the story once about what happened, late at night with all the team and went to certain players' room.
No, but this was not only the night before the final. This was a routine for every single game that we play. At 12 o'clock, midnight.
Before a match.
Before every match, we had this routine that all the team, for example, Xabi Alonso never came. No. 2 or 3 never really came because maybe they were sleeping or they had their own things going on. But 90%, let's say, all of us together in Pepe Reina's room. We had Nesquik with milk. And you have croissants. The team manager would just get us these big plates of croissants, etc., and we just dip them into the milk with Nesquik, etc., and we drink. Some people take 2, some people take 3, some people take 4. And then we just keep telling stories and after story, like going back and remember this, etc., laughing a little bit. And then at 1:30, we used to go back to bed. It's incredible if you think about it now. If I'm the coach, now I'm a coach.
You'd be worried about that, wouldn't you?
If I know that the players are doing this, I could be going mental.
Well, it could be worse than chocolate milk. They could be,
it could, but still, it's not ideal.
Having said that, we now know the secret to winning a World Cup.
Yeah, correct.
It's quite
that easy.
Chocolate milk.
It's very easy.
It's fantastic. I just love that. But you've been carrying an injury, and then you had a kind of another reaction. So you were on the bench for the final. Tell us what it's like being on the bench and how frustrating that must be and desperate you were to be part of that team and be part of that moment of history.
Yeah, definitely. You always want to play because you always die to play, but that moment is one of those moments that you just want to be part of it. And before the semi-final, I broke my leg against Barcelona kicking a penalty, etc. So I struggled to make it in time. He called me up.
How do you break a leg kicking a penalty?
Well, the game before, we played against Birmingham. And you remember a player called Gardner playing for Birmingham?
Yes,
yeah, so midfielder. So he hit me big time on the peroneal, really strong. And I was kind of limping. I was on crutches. I didn't know if I was going to make the game against Barcelona, but for me it was such a big game, so important. I didn't train the 3-4 days before, and the day of the game in the morning before we met with the team, I just did a couple of laps at the Emirates just to see how I was feeling. I said, that's fine, let's just go ahead. I took some anti-inflammatories, painkillers, etc. I just played. It's one of those moments that when I was fouled for the penalty by Puyol, my leg got stuck between his two legs. And I think there I felt a little reaction. And when I went strong to hit the penalty, I think it just something broke in there, and it wasn't pleasant, to be fair.
I don't know why I'm thinking this, but did you score the penalty?
Yeah, I did. Thank God.
So
and then by limping, I still scored another one.
Yeah. So the truth is, you probably injured the broke the leg before.
Yeah, I think this was by going sprinting to the ball and just hitting hard. I think I just made it work.
So therefore, you were in and out. You weren't in the starting lineup for that final. It's 0-0. It's 0-0 against the Dutch, who were kicking lumps out of Spain, weren't they?
Yeah.
You must have been desperate to get on. Well, I know you were.
Yeah, I think it's the moment that I felt most desperate, to be on a football pitch, because as I said, I didn't play the semi-final because I had a reaction. Yeah. Playing the day before, Fernando Torres shot, I blocked it and it hit me right on the place where I had my injury. So I was limping again. I thought I broke it again. Yeah. So imagine my frustration. And there is this moment that the fitness coach was always the one that used to come to say to the players that are on the bench, who is going to warm up. Remember before there was only 3 substitutions and we were 23 players. That means 12 plus 2 goalkeepers, about 9 players who can come on.
Yeah. Was there part of you that was thinking, I don't want Spain to score yet. I want it to happen when I'm on the pitch.
Yeah,
I know that's
I said that. I think I mentioned this to you. Yeah, it's this kind of selfishness, that you could have, and people can kill you for this, for saying something like that. But I just wanted to be part of it, and I wanted to make a difference at the biggest stage, that anyone can have. So when the fitness coach, 5 minutes into the second half, he always goes and tries to go. He's going around every single player on the bench, and then when he's in front of you, he points at you if you are the one that is going to warm up or not. He keeps it so tense, until and he's going around.
It's like some X Factor.
Yeah, exactly. And I was at the end of the bench, so imagine, it felt like it was a 5 minutes walk. The fitness coach was
trying to catch the manager's eye, of course.
100%. I'm always looking around. So he's standing up and he points at Fernando Torres, and I'm like, okay, that's one gone. He keeps walking, he passes everybody, he walks on Jesus Navas, points at Jesus Navas, and I'm like, no way, there's only one left. That's it. Because before the way Del Bosque worked is the 3 players that go to warm up are normally the 3 players that come into the game. That's it. Yeah. And he just keeps walking. He's in front of me, and he lifts his finger like it feels like it's 10 seconds. And then he points me, and I'm like, oh my God, thank God for that. Yeah. So I went to warm up. I was sprinting all over the place, and then just to make sure that I'm ready to deliver.
You made a difference. That must have been magical.
Yeah, it's probably the greatest moment of my career, to be able to impact a World Cup final. I should have scored before. I should have been Iniesta. I should have scored with my left foot. I missed it in front of the goalkeeper alone, one-on-one.
Assist is the second best thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Cannot complain.
No.
Sorry, he wasn't. He was the captain of Arsenal at the time, but he didn't play the game because he was injured when we beat him in the Carling Cup final in 2011. And a few years later, it was that Chelsea game, actually, I think it was, at West Brom. And I've come over and he's having like we're moaning at the referee, he's moaning at the referee. I've come over and I've said like, mate, just chill, like relax yourself, relax yourself. And he literally said these words, and I swear on my life, he said, shut up, you stopped us from winning the Carling Cup. He did swear down. I swear down, yeah. He said, shut up, you stopped us from winning the Carling Cup. And I thought, wow.
That is
he kind of
gold.
said it with a smile on his face, but still, like, as in, yeah, but seriously though, shut up, like. And I was thinking,
That is
good,
gold.
that.
That's just winner mentality, isn't it?